Sakura Dungeon, a first-person dungeon crawler developed by Cloud for PC. This developer is currently best known for making their Sakura visual novel games, of which I've only played one, and gotta say, this was actually a pretty pleasing change of pace. Granted, the only other experience I've had with this type of dungeon crawler has been with Persona Q, but what's here is actually pretty nice. Graphically, the game actually does pretty well with what little it's got going for it, but don't be surprised if you do get turned off by the static 2D environments as you're crawling through the dungeons. Compare this to, say, again, Persona Q, Shadow of the Labyrinth, and that had fully 3D environments, fluid motion, puzzles based on your movement, and the whole thing felt alive and animated, whereas here, it's very rigid and flat. Which I guess is a plus if you're a purist for these types of games, but for me, it just felt too low budget. The gameplay isn't actually too bad. It's turn-based, but it does what Final Fantasy X did and actually let you see whose character's turn is up next, which enemy's turn is up next, and I like how with each turn, a character gets some of their health and mana back. That's actually rather nice and lets you get really strategic. Like in Mugen Souls, this does feel like a genuine evolution of turn-based combat. But of course, Cloud does primarily make visual novels, and this game portrays its story as a visual novel. It's done with the same amount of quality as Sakura Spirit or any of their other visual novels. The thing is though, in order to portray certain character actions during these visual novel moments, they just have the characters' sprites move around, bang into each other, and really, it's just kind of lame. It'd been better if there was some actual animation to them outside of some changes in the facial expression. For God's sake, why is there any voice acting? The characters just feel dead. So far, Sakura Dungeon has been a pretty pleasing experience for someone like me who has almost no experience with this type of dungeon crawler.